So this is about 3 minutes of B-roll, so you're welcome to skip forward to where I'm talking or showing the lens. I basically did this for myself, so if you want to watch it, watch the 3 minutes and you'll be able to see what the 10mm lens is capable of. It's basically me, my children, this is Mia, and there's also Oscar in this too. And I'm basically just walking around with them during a nice sunny day. Look at this sunstar. Ooh, 10-point sunstar. And we're having fun. I'm filming them. It is a fantastic family lens. It's great to hold. It's really small. It's got incredible minimal focus. Look at that. And it's just a pleasure to use, you know. The focus is fast. Look at Oscar here. He's absolutely loving it. I love how he looks up at me here. These are memories. It's a great lens for creating memories. And this shot, by the way, I have no idea how I got my arm, the gimbal, the camera, and the lens through these tight spaces, but I did, and it looks great. I love the perspective, the width that the 10mm 0D from Laowa brings to the table. Now, Oscar loves Hot Wheels, he loves monster trucks, and they both love the playground, so I thought, what better place than to play around here. I had it on the RS3 Mini, and it did a really great job. This is all in slow motion because I love slow motion. It just adds a certain quality to the video, and you can also see a lot better how the focus works in 120 frames per second. So as you can see, close focus is great. The speed of the autofocus is amazing. My kids look fantastic. And the next part, do bear with me. I have turned the stabilization off, so it is going to get a little bit freaky in here, but I will turn it on pretty soon. Right, so today we're talking about this full frame lens from Laowa. It is no doubt the widest lens. I mean, it is wide. This is me literally 5 centimeters away from the lens. It's insane. It costs $799, which is pretty incredible for a 10mm 0D, zero distortion. So basically, anything you pointed at should have straight lines. Now that's incredible because I remember using like 9, 11, 12mm lenses that are pure fisheye lenses. With this, you're filming, you're feeling like, you know, wow, those lines are straight. Those street lamps, they're straight. And that's pretty incredible for a 10mm lens that is not only a 10mm lens, but it's an autofocus full frame lens. If you look at the lamppost behind me, I mean, that's straight. That is as straight as you can possibly get, which is insane. The sharpness is off the charts. It's an f2.8 full frame autofocus 10mm lens. This is on the Sony, by the way, Sony ZV-E1. And I really like this lens. It's not something I'm going to use for every single shot, for every single project, but it's definitely got its uses. And it has really, really close minimal focus. I'm talking like literally, this is, let's try this. I'm going to touch the lens with my nose. That's how close it gets. Now, my eye right now, it's still on the screen. There we go, it's lost. I think I'm about 3 centimeters away from the edge of the actual lens. That's pretty crazy. I mean, how close you can get with this lens is wild. And for $799,
you are going to struggle to find anything better. In fact, you're going to struggle to find an autofocus lens that is wider than, say, 14 millimeters. I think the Sony do the 14 millimeter, and that's pretty wide, but at 10 millimeters, Laowa is basically 1. And you know, it's crazy wide. So for example, if I set this down, like right here, let's set it down, yeah, and this is me, and right now, that's an arm's length, right, touching the lens, right there. So if I stand here, this is, I would say, let me turn on my recording. So that's it. So basically 1, 2 steps away. So that is how wide it is. So yeah, let me just show you once more with the camera on. Right there, that's me touching the lens. You gotta admit, that's pretty insane.
So let's take a closer look at the actual lens itself. It is very, very nicely built. It has a 77mm filter thread, which you can actually use. It has an AF/MF switch on the side, so if you're filming and you need automatic focus, you can switch to that. And if you want manual focus, you can switch to that very, very easily and very quickly. No silly buttons, none of that kind of crap. No weather sealing, no USB-C update, but if you want to use the manual ring, it's very smooth, very clean. Generally, one of the nicest lenses I've used.
Just look at this view, isn't that crazy? Now this lens weighs in at 420 grams. It has no image stabilization, and it's got 5-blade aperture for the autofocus version, which means you get like these 10-point sun stars. The sun is up there. I don't know if I can like get anything, but might not be able to see it too well. It's not blinding at the moment, but just look at those buildings. I mean, look at that. Isn't that insane? Look how straight everything is. It's, in fact, it is freaky straight. I'm surprised at just how straight the lines are on this lens. I've done like the distortion chart and the sharpness chart back in the studio, so you guys can check it out and just have a look at how clean the lines are, how little distortion there is on a 10mm lens. It's just mind-boggling.
When it comes to focus breathing, this is minimal focus to infinity. You can see that there is a little bit going on. Distortion, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's ridiculously clean. Corner sharpness and center sharpness from f2.8 to f4 to f5.6 to f22. You can see that the sharpness in the center is ridiculously clean, and the corner sharpness, even at f2.8 on 10mm, is wildly clean. f5.6, it really is nice. And when we're talking about chromatic aberration, not really anything. It is one of the cleanest lenses I have seen in a long, long time. And I've tried a lot.
Right, so what I'm going to do here is basically walk the line. This is stabilization fully off, and then I'm going to turn on the dynamic active stabilization on the Sony ZV-1, so you can see the difference. I'm literally holding it at a mantis pod, kind of comfortable rate. So this is what it looks like with it off. So now I'm basically just going to move forward and reveal this building. Dynamic active stabilization. Look at that go. I mean, isn't that insane? So here's another shot with active dynamic stabilization, and it's basically just me walking. And look how cool this building looks. And if you look at it, now I've turned my recording on, this is how close I am. Yeah? Isn't that funky? This is just walking normally in 25 frames per second with dynamic active stabilization on. It's a pretty damn wide view, but it's still super smooth on the ZV-1. Right, so this is ridiculously wide. I mean, it feels like the whole kind of Ace Ventura kind of thing when he's in the swimming pool in the first one. Let's check out how quick autofocus is. Oh, locked on pretty fast. That's with the glasses on. Now if I take them off. Wow. That is really, really fast. In terms of autofocus, this thing is ridiculously fast, and I mean really, really fast. So that's good. You can basically run up to this thing and it will get autofocus that quickly. So yeah, very, very impressive. It feels a bit wonky when I have the all stabilization off, but you know, you drop into, let's do it again, active, dynamic. There we go, I haven't moved, active, dynamic, and look at it. It is smooth as can be. It definitely is one of the coolest vlogging lenses you can pick up. So this is my studio, many of you guys may know it, and this is what it looks like in an interior, kind of going around. I mean, this is on dynamic active, by the way, so it's really wide, but just look at those doors. I mean, look at me go through these doors. Look how straight they keep. Look, I'm just gonna go to the edge, look. Is that not insane? That's just incredibly insane. So yeah, everything looks really, really great, and it looks really, really straight, which is pretty damn amazing for such a wide lens. And if I was to set it up over here where my camera normally is, and let's get a perspective of what I normally look like on my talking head, that's about, if I turn on the light, boom. That is about it. This is what I look like. It may not be straight. Sorry about that for all you OCD crazy people out there. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And it's normally back even like half meter over there. So insanely fantastic lens. Comes in a really, really nice box like this, yeah? So you basically pop, pop, pop. Everything that's inside, you get the, you know, front lens cap, the rear lens cap. It's got 77 millimeter filter threads. And you can't go wrong with it. If you're looking for a lens that's wide, has zero distortion, has got an f2.8 aperture, and you can get sun stars out of it, then this one is fantastic. And it's especially good for filming, not just photography. I'm not using it for astrophotography or anything. I'm using it for filming. And for that reason, it's fantastic. The next one up already that I have is the 16 millimeter Viltrox, which as well is incredible. And in between you have like the 14 millimeter Sony GM. And I don't have that, but this is no doubt a lot wider. Anyway, this video was not sponsored. I'd like to thank Laowa for setting this out. It is a loaner. I'm going to be sending it right back. And yeah, going to catch you guys on the next one.